triumphant and just glorious that picture looks. They've got their posing and everything, but I could not unsee this. As soon as I saw this, the first thing I thought is it is the Powerpuff Girls. Like, and like in perfect order, they're from left to right. Like Mirai is in blue. She's the bubbly, cute one, perpetually smiling. You got Syuri in the middle as the leader who goes between those bouts of seriousness, but also animation that Blossom is known for going through. And then you got Miss Broody in green on the end there. Like, it is literally the Powerpuff Girls. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host Andre C. Right over here to my right is my co-host Melba. How you doing, Melba?
I am doing pretty good today, Andre. I just noticed that my lipstick matches our background, so I'm pretty stoked about that serendipitous moment. Had an amazing weekend catching up on some Stardom wrestling. We got some ish to talk about that last show because holy, I was not entirely sure what to make of it. But heck,
Yeah,
diggity dang, was it a ride? But how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal. Got to watch some great wrestling, catching up on some New Japan also, along with the Stardom we have watched for this show. That's some lot going on there too, especially with their tournament starting New Japan Cup. It's going to be some
Mhm.
crazy weeks of wrestling here in the next couple of weeks. So
Oof, oof. Andre and Melball gonna be super busy.
oh, very much so. But we are here to talk about some stardom. Before we get into that, I want to thank all of you for watching this video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel below, and leave some comments because we love talking to you guys. We love chatting with you. We love responding. We just love when you guys reach out. And I also want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Rogue Energy. Use the QR code down there in the bottom right corner where Mel's pointing at. I wasn't used to that last time by myself, but and use the code OLE Pods for 10% off your order at throwenergy.com or scan the QR code. We are going to get into this. We're going to start with the three shows that from this past week of Stardom. We got starting the February 23rd show is going to start out with Yuna Mizumori taking on Miyu Amasaki. I found this match was very much Miyu giving a lot of opportunities to look strong, while Yuna still really showed the dominance side. She would come back and just smash the crap out of her, but they would give a lot of nice little spots to Miyu, so it didn't look like she was overly dominating,
Mhm.
but gave her that make her look strong. I really thought that spot
Mhm.
where she had Yuna in the Shattered Dreams spot, I guess, is like sitting in the corner with like legs akimbo across in the second
Okay,
row.
I was gonna say, you know how good I am with the
Well,
nicknames, my guy.
the
Break it down
goal,
for me.
yeah, the goal does Shattered Dreams spot, and then she did the drop kick in Yuna falling forward. Like that. I really like the difference there, but in the end of this, Yuna hits the TKO and gets the win. I thought great little fun opener.
Yeah, I really agree with you on that one. I definitely felt that it was a bit of a showcase for Miyu to show off how smart she can start to wrestle, but Yuna at the end of the day was just too powerful, too experienced for her. Um, that finisher that Yuna pulls out there, what would you describe that as? Because I wrote it down as like a spin out cutter.
Yeah, TKO. It's literally called a TKO.
Oh, no,
Sonata
well, she
uses it.
calls it a tropical smasher.
Oh, is that what it called? Okay, I didn't read that.
Tropical smasher. And I just loved it because it sounds so proper. And it's just not it's a complete opposite of what Yuna is there. Really like how she does it. She does it very, very well. It's very much almost like a typical cutter, one of those things that you can kind of pull out of nowhere. And the ending of this one, I definitely felt was actually pretty sudden. The way she kind of pulled it out there, I really,
Mm.
really enjoyed this. I felt it was a good opener. It's set up for the rest of the show.
Yeah, a great little fun match to get us going. And
Hmm.
again, they're again like Waka, they're building Miyu. They're yes,
Absolutely, yeah.
you're giving her more and more in every match, and giving her those ability to get better and show that she eventually
Hmm.
will become that person in a year or two down the road, right? So
Hmm.
So we move on to the second match of the evening. It is Iida taking on Thekla. I love me some Thekla, man. That mask is absolutely amazing.
As I've mentioned before, like this woman has become like my idol. She's just her swagger, the confidence that she has with her walk, her shoulders, her build, everything. It's just her style, just so spot on. And then she's just like Suzuki in that everything that she does, she's looking so happy, just gleefully doing all of these moves. We can't take away from Saida in this one, though. These two
No.
were very evenly matched for power, serving chops back and forth. I believe Thekla was the one who posted a few days later the result of this match, where her chest was just welted right up from all of the chops that these two exchanged back and forth. Absolutely amazing. Though, like we have to say, I like one of my favorite things that Thekla does, that bridge into that spear. Oh, absolutely sick. I absolutely love that. I really felt that this was a really great match to show off both of these girls' strength, both of their speed, and both of their experience in ring. Andre, how do you feel about this one? This
I absolutely love it. Again, I've expressed my love for Saida so many
Mhm.
times on this podcast. Like I again, since we first started doing this, and I was really got into watching. I became a big fan of her, and I think she's absolutely amazing. That brain buster that she does,
So good,
mwah, yeah,
so good.
she's quite good. And then, sorry, give me a second. Sorry, I just have a little bit issue. But then that that the Dokugumo death drop, that twisting butterfly DDT that Thekla does, absolutely amazing.
So good, so good, so skilled.
Yeah, very much so. Like just both these women, I think, had such a great back and forth, and both have power, both have extremely great skill.
Hmm.
That it really worked well together. And then I really like Thekla raising Ida's hand after the match.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, that
Very nice
show of
show of respect.
yeah, that show of respect. It was very nice
Hmm.
to see.
Very
And
sportsmanlike. We've been seeing a lot of sportsmanship coming out of DDM recently.
very much so.
Hmm.
But we were moving on to the
Oh.
Ruaka and Mina Shirakawa. I think I wrote this in every note that Clavina's part of. I miss Zaya Brookside. I love these two. I love these two, but I miss the third piece to it. You know what I mean? Like I really like Zaya Brookside too, because I think she's an absolutely tremendous professional wrestler and very
Mhm,
cute. So
mhm.
I
And she
just
fits into Clavinus so, so well, too. Very,
oh
very
very
smart
much
move
so.
by Mina.
Very much so, and I
Mhm,
just, but I really am enjoying Club Venus in this. They're,
mhm,
they've lost a few matches here and there, but showing a match like this tonight, showcasing both these two, like Mina with her dragon spears, getting her figure fours on Momo, like really showing off how like her. I think a big thing is showing off Mina and May, trying to build them up as a strong tag team
mhm,
here and a strong unit.
mhm.
Um, in the end, though, wheelbarrow German with a Mina spin kick to the head and a wheelbarrow German by Mariah May to Momo. And then she hits the happily ever after tombstone and gets the win on Momo Kogo. I love the name of their finisher, the happily ever after.
I mean, she's certainly living happily after that. Their opponent, not so much. This match was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the beginning with Momo, or not with Momo, with Koguma. Always doing the little bear ears. Absolutely love it. And the little bit with Starlight Kid. I mean, she's already got ears. Why are you trying to make her do it? She doesn't need to put her hands up, girl. She's doing it before you. Um, but yeah, fun little way to start the match. Mina's just beautiful. Watching her kind of goof around with it was a lot of fun. Um, Mina and Starlight Kid having a really good exchange in this the beginning of this one. Mina, again, I've been mentioning since she's kind of joined Club Venus, she's kind of had this like streak of viciousness, and it was definitely showcased in this one. And it's gonna be we're gonna talk about it a little bit more going forward in the matches that we have. Very vicious. Her strikes are becoming, we can see on her social media, it's becoming very, very obvious she's stepping up her game. She really does want to take over leadership, I think, of Cosmic Angels. I'm wondering where this is going to lead for her. Ruaka and Starlight Kid, though, I have missed the pairing of these two. We have seen Ruaka pairing more with Natsuko Tora, and Starlight Kid more with
Momo,
Umasaki.
Watanabe. And
Yeah,
Momo, yeah.
Momo, and then also Umasaki. I've been missing the combination of these two. They work very, very well together. It's obvious how well that they have trained and worked together. They're again almost like an Oedo, or sorry, not an Oedo tie. They are a Oedo tie. They're almost like an Lij thing where there's that contactless communication that just happens where they know exactly where the other is, what they're supposed to be doing, and how they're supposed to be doing it. Um, Also noticed that there was a couple points, even though Mina was very savage and very vicious in this match, there were a number of points where Ruaka especially was putting her down at the end of the match there. Mariah making a lot of saves for her, which is something I love to see because it shows again that camaraderie and team kind
Mhm.
of building there, that they're taking care of each other. And there's been a lot of moments, particularly more in New Japan than in Stardom, where I've been like, where is your guy? Where's your person? Where's your partner? These girls really, really stepping up and showing where their partners are. I really appreciate that one. This was a fun match.
Yeah, I thought absolutely a great time. I always love me any match Club Venus is a part of. It's as simple as that for me. But we move on to the next match of the evening. It's a 6-woman tag match. Oedo ties Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, and Saki Kashima taking on Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi, Tam Nakano, and Waka Tsukiyama. This,
Oh, wow.
again, it's the one thing up until like I know where this is all leading now. After we'll talk about that on the 26th show,
Hmm, hmm.
but like anytime Waka's in a match, whoever team she's on, I'm like, I know they're gonna lose. Like
I
it's
mean, you also
become.
got to look at Gold Ship. I mean, they're on a rager right now. Which one of them would take the pin?
Oh, I know, but it's just, but you could put them up against like classmates, and I'm still you could put these three versus classmates, and I'm still expecting classmates to win because
Hmm,
the whole thing, like Iida gets wins, Koguma gets wins, Hazuki gets wins every now and again.
hmm. Even
Waka
H&M.
doesn't. Yeah, Waka doesn't. That's the thing,
Mhm,
and that's like it's the only downside to this whole story. I'm loving the story they're telling with her. Is this girl
mhm,
working her way? But that's the one downside is that when you see Walk on a team, you know that team's losing. It's just
mhm. It's
it's
unfortunate.
yeah, it's the unfortunate side to this when you're telling a story of a losing streak.
Hmm,
If they were like they were in singles, I probably would not hate it as much. But
hmm.
when you're teaming them up with like Natsuko and Tam Nakano, it's like you're giving Tam and Nat loot losses. I know she teams with Club Venus, things like that. Like
Hmm, hmm.
that's just again a personal feeling.
Mhm, mhm. I
But
totally understand where you're coming from on that one, my friend. Yeah, it's a little difficult because you want to be invested in the story so badly, but once the story becomes predictable, it becomes a little harder to want to continue to be invested. As you mentioned, though, we will be mentioning it in the other shows that follow here, how this story kind of blossoms, as it will, especially at the end of the 26th show there. With this match, Waka really showing that fighting spirit at the beginning here. As they're trying to decide, is Tam gonna go? Is Natsupoi gonna go? Waka says, "No, f you guys. I'm taking Tora." And and you know what they say. I mean, you take take on the biggest kid first, right? Natsuko Tora, former red belt champion, arguably I believe she is the captain of Oedo Tai. There, I mean,
I would say so.
yeah, like go for it, girl. Definitely did not get the reaction I think she expected because she's just wailing on there. Natsuko Tora is kind of almost laughing against the ropes, like, "What are you doing, child?" Not to take away from Waka though, she did her absolute best, but once Tora kind of got that one up on her, it really was kind of like almost like a ring around the rosy where all of the Oedo time members came in one after the other and just kind of
Mhm.
beat the holy heckin' crap out of little Waka there. um, yeah, the Cosmic Angels though coming back with a vengeance. Tam and Natsupoi really helping Waka out in that one. Um, yeah, Waka also really taking Momo to town, kind of winding down at the end here, almost picking up a couple near falls on Momo
Yeah.
Watanabe. I mean, what in the holy heckin'
Well,
heck
that
was that?
the Tam super kick into the Waka Tiger. I'm like, is she getting the
Hmm.
win here? They did it in such a way that I actually kind of believed the finish there, because again, we had been running for a few minutes at this point. We're like, what? And with the Tam super kick, I was just like, is she giving the assist for the win here? And I was like, oh, and then no. But then that finish where Tora and Momo like sandwich struck Waka with the bat and the pipe. That bat has got to be fake, right? Like,
It's definitely the way she handles it, like at the beginning, as someone who does twirl with batons and stuff. It looks like it's plastic, like,
yeah,
and not like a collapsible child's plastic. It's harder than a
like
normal plastic.
solid plastic, but
Yeah,
not an actual bat level hit. Because the way
it
she
is
hits
not
some
aluminum
people,
or wood.
the way
No,
she hits some people across the chest, I'm like, God, I hope that's not real. But
it
and
would break your chest.
they sandwich striker with the bat and pipe, and then Momo hits that Hito Denashi driver. I wrote it down.
Good, good, good.
And gets the it's essentially the inverted dude, the inverted dude buster. The dude, instead of the dude buster from mine that she usually hits, it's in the front, and
Mhm,
absolutely phenomenal. But a really great match, I think, from all these women.
mhm,
Like,
mhm, mhm. I agree. This was a very, very fun match. I'm very much enjoying the combination of Natsupoi, Tam, and Waka. I'm 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 hoping that my prediction is wrong about what happens with them. I would like to see this combination, kind of maybe in the next year's Triangle Derby.
well, I think look, we'll talk about it for the 26th. We'll get into it. My
Mm-hmm.
feelings have changed on what Waka might do. So
Interesting,
from what I was
interesting.
thinking. So we move on to a six-woman tag match. Stars is Hanan, Hazuki, and Miyu Iwatani taking on God's Eyes, Syuri, Mirai, and Syuri. So me and Mel had a little. She messaged me last night when she was watching this and sent me a picture. So I'm gonna click to the next one and get the picture of God's Eye. So I'm gonna let Mel
Look at
take
that
it from here.
picture. Look how triumphant and just glorious that picture looks. They've got their posing and everything, but I could not unsee this. As soon as I saw this, the first thing I thought is it is the Powerpuff Girls. Like, and like in perfect order, they're from left to right. Like Mirai is in blue. She's the bubbly, cute one, perpetually smiling. You got Suri in the middle as the leader who goes between those bouts of seriousness, but also animation that Blossom is known for going through. And then you got Miss Broody in green on the end there. Like, it is literally the Powerpuff Girls. You cannot tell me otherwise.
No, I get you because you messaged me and I was watching. So I watched the showcase show, the 26 show this morning, and that's all I could think when the three of them were in there was Jesus Christ of the Powerpuff Girls.
Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, ba-da-na-na-na. That should be their new theme song. Suri, switch it up. That's what I want to hear when you guys come out now. It's the
Oh,
main theme.
we'll talk about theme songs on the 26th, but let's get through this
Whew.
one.
Oh yeah.
Really great match.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Hanan, my Hazuki, and Maiwatani as a trio. These three really work together strong. And again, I think it's the fact that Stars, no matter who you put together, especially when Mayu is in there, Mayu and Hanan, no matter who the third is, they do that wheelbarrow facebuster. They have their moves that this team, that like especially Hanan and Mayu, whoever they bring in from Stars works with them. They all know the moves they got to do together.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And
100%.
and you even see it when you have when you had classmates together. They did the triple drop kick. They did that facebuster. Excuse me, that facebuster slam together. It's like
Mm-hmm,
Stars has a collective unit move set, which I
mm-hmm,
absolutely love.
mm-hmm. It shows unification for the faction, 100%. Yeah.
And Syuri kicking Hanan in the back. Ah,
Oh, I
like
mean,
you
she
gotta
did
remember.
ask for it.
Yeah. No, that was Saki on the second night, on the third night. No, but when
They all
she's got
asked for
maybe she did, but I don't remember. But when she kicks her, because you got to remember, this girl is an ex UFC fighter. When she kicks, when she punches, that shit is lethal. So like, oh
I
Jesus,
mean, we have watched her kick Natsupoi inside out before.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, Syuri gets the Suzaku, which is a hammerlock head triangle armbar, on Hanan and gets the win.
And what a crazy freaking move that is. Like she gets into it and she gets that crazy look on her face too. Like it's almost like borderline show how
Yeah,
crazy it kind of looks. And but like man, does it add to the intensity of the move? I've said it before, I say it again. I love Suri without the belt. Without that responsibility or accountability of having that belt, she is really coming out of her shell for me, and I am absolutely living for it. Um, yeah, Mayu's kicks though also pretty vicious in this match, but like I had noted, Mayu's kicks are vicious. Suri's I think are a lot more
mm.
vicious though. Really also enjoyed Mirai's start at the beginning of this one with Mayu, the two of them having a really great kind of wrestling back and forth. Um, really loved that. Other than that, that's all I got on here. I also just got I mentioned the MMA background of Suri, that transition where she transitioned into that finish was very reminiscent of Zack Sabre Jr. for me, where he just slithers around someone looking for the right thing that's going to be that hook, line, and sinker. That's very much how Suri got into that final submission. She started in one place, kind of transitioned into something else after a few seconds, then another thing, and then finally ending up in that one. I really like that, just because it's for me a great combination of professional wrestling and that MMA background.
Oh, very much so. And Saber has trained MMA. That's the thing. He has done, like he's never competed, but he
Mhm.
has trained with a lot of MMA guys.
Mhm.
Learned the wrestling, learned the transition, learned BJJ. He's learned it. So like he has a similar
Yeah.
training
Oh yeah.
style to her. So
100%.
you see it, and I love both of them the way they do that.
It'd be super intelligent for an MMA person to train with Zack Sabre Jr. My goodness.
No, Saber to train with MMA people is what I'm
But
saying.
like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be intelligent for the MMA guys to train with Zack Sabre Jr.
Mm-hmm. But we move on to the
One
main
a thing or
event.
two.
Move on to the main event in the evening. It's Queen's Quest Azumi, Lady C, Saya Kamatani, Tamiya Ishishida taking on my favorite Donna Del Mundo's Giulia, Himeka, Maika, and my Sakurai. Kate, you were saying that you love seeing Syuri without the belt because he doesn't have the responsibility.
Hmm.
I think I'm seeing a very different champion in Giulia in the
Hmm.
sense that she has the title, she has the responsibility, but you see her in some of these matches and she doesn't. You don't feel like. I think it was a big part of it was the character of Suri that really
Hmm.
forced her to be who she was as champion. Where
Okay.
Giulia doesn't have that seriousness, or not, like isn't as like serious of a character as Suri is in that sense. So her kind of she still carries herself as a champion, but she
Hmm.
allows herself to get into weird spots with people in matches that
Hmm.
you wouldn't normally see Suri would doing when she was champion. I see it a little more. She's a little more free as champion than what Suri was. Again, you know what I mean? She still has to carry herself.
Yeah, I understand what you mean entirely. It's almost like Julia. I don't want to make it sound like she's not serious, but it's almost like she doesn't take herself too seriously.
Yeah.
Um, and she's able to put herself. I feel like maybe the word is range. She's got a lot more range,
Mm-hmm.
maybe more dynamic. Um, but yes, as I haven't noticed the same thing with Julia. She's almost done the same thing that Suri has doing. It's like before the two of them were very moody and broody, and then they had their match, and Suri became or Julia became champion, and they've both become these like over the top, charismatic, animated
Mm-hmm.
women. So it's like that switch was meant to happen. It was
Very,
serendipitously meant to
very
happen.
much. Very much.
Yeah. Getting into this one though, how dramatic were all of the intros?
I
Like
skipped them.
everyone was
I
in
skipped
their
them.
best.
I skipped them.
Was that?
I skip most intros.
Well, everyone was in their absolute best. They were in their nice jackets. Everyone was like Utami, I believe, carried out the Queen's Quest flag. Like it was very. I said dramatic. It was very over the top. We're used to this kind of for Stardom. They can be pretty lengthy sometimes. Like the intros are as long as the matches, um, which I'm not going to complain about because man, it is entertaining as heck and kind of pulls everything together. But I think it was kind of like in connection with Himeka kind of announcing her retirement. This is going to be one of the last times these girls are all going to kind of be interacting in the
Mhm.
combinations that they are. So I definitely appreciated the over dramaticness of the beginning of this match. Um, Lady C and my Sakurai starting this one off with the newbies, so to speak, and choosing as Lady C was actually like, "Oh, I want you. No, I want you. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go." It was a really fun start. I really enjoyed the combination of charisma of all eight of these women. They clearly work well together. Clearly good
Hmm.
friends. Um, Mike is amazing. Nothing else to add to that. Just Mike is amazing. Um, the faction suplex, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all eight of these women are all kind of grabbing each other. I honestly was not surprised with who ended up taking over that. I mean, just I gotta say, you got the world champion, you got Himeka, you got Maika, and even my Sakurai. Very, very. What's the word? She's
Dominant.
deceptively strong for her diminutive size. um, I'm not surprised DDM was able to overpower the much I'm going to say a little bit smaller team of Queen's Quest. Not to take away from Kebitani or Azumi, they are both also deceptively strong for their size. But when you got Maika and Hemika, I mean, my Hemi, former goddess of Stardom Champions. Um, Hemika and Lady C squaring off for the end of this match. Andre, I felt this was a very inappropriate end to this match with these two really just kind of trading back and forth. Hemika really trying to put Lady C down. Lady
Hmm.
C refusing many a times, showing that resiliency that we have both come to love with her. But in the end, Himeka picking up that dominant win over her Triangle Derby like
Partner.
teammate here. What'd you
Yeah.
think about this one? Because I felt it
That
was really fun.
that ending was great because like the she got her up in the corner, just that running power bomb and just stack pinned her, and like just the pure power of that running power bomb was absolutely phenomenal. Like this whole match was good. Lady C
Hmm.
getting some really great spots in this. I found like
Hmm.
I really like this match. Like she got like no, it wasn't this match. I was thinking of, there's that one she was dealing with Spin in another match. I'm going to bring it up. It's not written down here, so it's not this match. But again, really good match. But what I really pointed out, I'm looking for is the after match is DDM like pulling Lady C over to their side and Queen's Quest coming over and like no, pull her back. So like I've said I think Lady C could end up in Donna Del Mundo. So I
Hmm.
think now it's going to be a fight between the two factions of them each trying to convince Lady C to be on their side. Because
Hmm.
remember, Lady C was left out in the cold in the from Queen's Quest with part of the Goddess tournament and the trios because she was forced to team with DDM team
Hmm.
for the trios. She was forced to team with Mai Sakurai for the
Hmm.
Goddess tournament. So you can kind of see from that point, maybe there's a camaraderie with DDM now. So there, you
Hmm.
never know what could happen here.
Yeah, and I remember when I first started watching, Lady C hadn't actually hadn't actually joined a faction yet. Her Waka as well as my Sakurai were still kind of up in the air on where they were going. And I remember there was a backstage segment when they were still kind of doing those, where Maika was like, talking with Lady C and been like, you haven't decided where you want to go. You've been kind of going with us. You've been going with Queen's Quest. who are you going to choose? We've been training with you, we've been working with you. Maybe like Waka, maybe Lady C made the wrong choice in where she decided to end up. And Stardom is that company that has those faction changing matches. We saw it with Starlight Kid going from Stars to Oedo Tai, Momo Watanabe going again from Queen's Quest to Oedo Tai. They will do these matches where they'll switch members. I think you might be onto something. We might be on to seeing another match of this where maybe Lady C is the trophy. Oh, how terrible does that sound?
I was about to say that doesn't sound very like good if you think about it,
I
but
mean, depends on the company you're in, I guess. I wouldn't mind being a trophy if someone wants to hoist me up over their head.
I don't think anybody could hoist me. That's the other thing.
Aw, Andre.
Oh,
I mean, maybe Lance Archer.
maybe. Or Brian Cage, maybe, I guess. But I don't want to be hoisted by either of those two people.
Are you sure?
Maybe Maika could.
Hey, I mean, she threw Tanahashi. Why not?
Or Iida.
Hey, Iida, Iida, Iida.
Oh.
Oh, what a day! What a day!
All right, we're gonna move on because
Mhm.
we have two more shows to cover, and this is
Yes, we do. We're at 30 minutes, guy. We gotta go.
we're gonna pop into the second night, the 25th. We started out with the Yuna Mizumori taking on Momo Kohgo. This again, we're again another match where I said last time with I can't remember who she was wrestling on the last one, but it's already out of my head. It again,
Miyu.
Momo getting hope spots with Yuna still looking very dominant.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we came down to the same finish. Yuna hit the TK or the what did you call it?
And the spin out cutter.
Yeah, but what was it called on the other one? The
Oh, the tropical smasher.
tropical smasher.
Tropical smasher.
She gets the tropical smasher for the win. Again, fun. Again, another fun opener. Getting to showcase Momo Kohgo while giving Yuna another dominant victory.
Yeah, I definitely felt that this one was a little bit more. Momo got a little bit more in this than Miyu did in her match against Yuna. I felt that this was a very much so a match of Momo showing off how her like tiny size enables her to like sneak around into things. Like she would be that stealthy little assassin rogue person that you would want to choose in the game with dual wielding blades and lock picking ability. Yeah, the thrust kick that Momo did though on Yuna and the sell that Yuna gave her for that was absolutely deadly. I absolutely love that. But Yuna popping right back up and feeding Momo a lariat. That Momo, my goodness, ass over tea kettle. She went full 360 spin on that one. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, this was a fun opener. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah. So we move on to our next match of the evening. It is a three-way tag match. It is Lady C and Miyu Amasaki taking on Oedo Tai's Saki, Kashima, and Starlight Kid taking on Stars Hanan and Iida. Again, a lot of these women, it's building their future. Like you have Starlight Kid and Saki who have been around a while. They like Starlight Kid for a lot of years now. Not to say she's old, but she's a veteran at this point. And Sakishima has established herself. But like Lady C, Miyu, Hanan, and Iida are all establishing themselves right now, and they're all getting really good abilities to do it. Oh, is this the match where it was? No, god damn it! It's still not the match I was thinking about with the spin. I guess I must be on the next night.
Yeah, Starlight Kid is, I think she's only like 23, 24, but she's been in the business for a decade.
Yeah, well, she started when she was a kid. Like she started as a kid.
Azumi.
Yeah, like Hanan.
Yeah. I mean, Azumi, we've seen that you can see on the Ladies Wrestling Showcase that we spoke with Astrid there. We did a little bit on Azumi there to showcase her match coming up with Mercedes Moné. She's been wrestling. She debuted wrestling with Stardom at 11. 11 years old, Azumi. Like,
So
that's insane.
if you want to get good backstory, there's a on Tubi. There's a great series called The Wrestlers,
Mhm.
done by Damien Abraham. He interviews Azumi when she's like in
Ooh,
2017, when she's like 15 or 14, and her
yeah.
with her mom's there, and they're talking about how this is all this girl wants, is she doesn't want to be in school. This is what she wants, and it's
Mhm.
amazing. So it's on Tubi. It's free. Episode 3 of The Wrestlers, when he goes to Japan to talk about Stardom.
Andre's
Highly
going to
recommend
send
it.
me that link, and we're going to leave it in the description box for you.
I will do that. I definitely. You got to check it out. It's very interesting to see that,
Mhm.
yes, and it's a lot of girls grow up in this company.
Mhm. 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 Just to wrap this guy up, though, with this guy, this was a lot of this match. These women just getting off all of their signatures. It was an introduction. If you haven't seen Stardom before, something like this is actually a very good introduction, like a soft introduction before you get into Utami, Kamitani, Tora, Nakano. This is a good soft introduction. Everyone got their signatures off. Everyone got their stuff off. The crowd was very, very happy, very appreciative of it. Um, I
You say?
love
Are you saying everybody got off?
Andre. That was in the next show. Oh god, that was in the next show. Um and on though, with those judo tosses, can we just can we just yeah, we'll get away from the getting off and into the judo tosses. I love that a lot of these women incorporate the MMA backgrounds because so many of them have a martial arts background in some way, shape, or form that they get to show it off in the ring here. But at the end, I believe it was Kashima pulling off a win over Iida. She did one of those like kind of rollover pins, didn't she?
Yeah, it was. So it was uh, Ida hitting a brainbuster to Mia or Miyu, and
Mm-hmm.
then Saki coming out of nowhere and getting her kishikase on Saida and getting and stealing the win. Like,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal way to take a win there.
That's what vets do.
So we move on to the next match of the evening. It is Donna Del Mondo's Mai Sakurai and Thekla taking on Club Venus's Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa. There was a spot super early in this where May and Thekla had been like kind of dodging each other's kicks and strikes, and then May drops down into her pose, like laying on the mat, like, and then Thekla goes into her spider pose. I
Mhm.
absolutely loved that. I
Yeah.
literally wrote Mariah May doing the cute girl pose. I don't know what it's called because I was just like, she's cute doing it, whatever. But that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
described it as. But yeah, I really like seeing that.
Isn't the word for cute kawaii? Kawaii?
Her
Kawaii?
kawaii girl pose.
Kawaii? Kawaii?
I don't know.
Kawaii pose.
I only know how to say doctor and water in Japanese. Really, come on.
We'll have to work on that.
I'm
I believe
learning.
because Tam calls herself the top uh kawaii, which is the top cute. So maybe
Okay.
that's what it is. I don't know. Anyway, I know the spot you're talking about. I absolutely loved it as well. That was where I felt the kind of sass in this match kind of started.
Mhm.
I really, really enjoyed that tension that was kind of happening between Thekla and Mariah. Because I felt it kind of added and enabled a little bit of range and dynamic for the two of them. Both of them, I don't know about Mariah so much. I have been seeing she's learning a little bit. I know Thekla quite fluent in Japanese, but it's probably nice to have another person who speaks your original language to sass talk in the ring. So
I don't. Well, even with Thekla, do you think her original language is English though?
I
She is
think she's
German.
trilingual.
Yeah, but
She's
I'm guessing she grew up talking German and learned English because again, a lot of Europeans
yeah, oh
who
yeah,
learn English will
absolutely. She's
learn
Austrian, I
English.
believe.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but Austrian is it? I thought she was
yeah,
German.
Austrian.
But
Yeah.
Austrian. She probably learned Austrian and then learned English from there. So yeah, having the ability to but
Mhm.
having the ability to speak to somebody else with another language and in English, I'm guessing she grew up with versus learning Japanese when she came over. Yeah, but it makes
Yeah,
it easier.
from what I've seen of Thekla's interviews and stuff, her English very, very proficient,
Oh,
very, very,
very
very
good,
good,
very good.
very, very
Yeah.
intelligent. But yeah, again, the sass coming off of it, I really liked it. I liked how it kind of almost started something there. So I'm actually very much hoping for a lot more of those two in ring. Again, Mina, freaking vicious. She beat the holy heckin' crap out of my Sakurai.
Mm-hmm.
Thekla having to come in a few times to rescue her just because Mina was being straight out savage in this
Mm-hmm.
match. I think this is the meanest I'd seen her up until this point. It's like every mean Mina. She's getting meaner every match.
She's Mina.
Yeah, she's Mina. um, yeah, the what I really enjoyed though, there was one point where Thekla made a save, came in with Mina. Mina did feed her a couple drop kicks to the knee, which we know is a problem for Thekla, and being a high speed competitor that could be very detrimental.
And
Thekla,
on top of it, that's what Mina likes to focus on for that figure
yes,
four
with the
too.
figure four, yeah, absolutely. But Thekla, very, very smart, was able to escape from the figure four attempt and actually fed Mina that vicious spear.
Mm.
Very, very smart wrestler, that Thekla, again, using her smaller size and flexibility to really kind of help her out there. But Mina picking up the win after that glorious driver on my
Oh,
Sakurai. Glorious driver, Mina.
no, glamorous driver
Oh, right,
Mina.
glamorous. I wrote
So yeah,
glorious.
but the fact is, my Sakurai kicked out of Mina's other finisher, the glorious sword,
Yes,
or the glamorous sword, which that's that running Enziguri. She actually
yes.
kicked out of that, and then she hit the neck breaker with that backdrop neck breaker combo with May to lead to the glamorous driver Mina for the
Mhm,
win. It looked like it gave Mai that little bit of like, I'm kicking out of your other finisher, and then let's go to the
mhm.
big finisher to finish you. But like,
Yeah.
because we've seen her win a couple times with the glamorous sword in the
Mhm.
last little bit, so the fact that that move is established as a finishing move, the giving Mai the ability to kick out of that makes her look that much stronger.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Fun match.
Very much. So we move on to a six-woman tag match. It's Oedo ties Momo Watanabe, Natsuko, Tora, and Ruaka this time, taking on Donna Del Mondo's Giulia, Himeka, and Maika. Great wrestling by Maika and
Mhm.
Momo at the start of this. Like, but Tora just like, I'm going to interfere, and it all just breaks down. And everybody fights to the floor as usual.
Yeah, yeah, but come on. I mean, Giulia taking it from the champ, teaching these young guns what they need to do to keep up with the champ. She made Ruaka work
Yeah, she made a
doing
run around the building.
laps.
She made a run around that building.
She did, and poor Ruaka. I mean, as a girl who's not so good at my cardio, I relate entirely to this poor girl just chasing down the champion who's almost lapping her. I loved it. Yeah, this was a really fun one. I really feel the combination of Ruaka and Tora is just a really indomitable force in Stardom right now. You got two of the biggest powerhouses, and arguably Ruaka, or not Ruaka, Tora, teaching Ruaka very well all those little dirty tricks that she knows, and Ruaka learning very quickly. These two work so well together. Um, you were saying that you thought that maybe Ami and Mirai could be the ones to take the Goddess of Stardom championships. I'm actually putting my money on BMI.
Yeah, because I
Um,
think the BMI is the next challengers, right?
they are, and with how dominant, especially in this match, that they were, and unapologetic about it too, especially with that finish. Um, yeah, this was crazy. There, that cannonball crossbody on that bottom rope that Tora and Ruaka do. I
I
don't know
love
how
it.
anyone survives that. Like that's some like my back hurts watching it, let alone how it must feel taking it.
Yeah, I gotta give props though too. There's a great double team spot from Giulia and Himeka
Mm,
where like Himeka had her in the choke slam, kind of lifted her, and Giulia almost hit like a zigzag, like Dolph
mhm.
Ziggler when he comes up and he pulls the person down by the back of their
Yep,
neck.
yep.
Like she did that while Himeka was hitting the choke slam, and they did it as like a double team. I absolutely love that.
Oh
I
yeah.
made sure I noted that because I'm like, oh, that looked cool. Like it's just a nice, like I've never seen. I've
Yeah.
personally never noticed that combo move from the team, but again, establishing more stuff. But Himeka's gonna leave, and I hope they get Lady C and she can do that move with Lady C. But I
Hopefully
really
she
love
does
that.
do the choke slam.
But the finish did come with the pipe and bat sandwich by Tora and Momo to Himeka. But then Ruaka just comes in with the case in front of the ref and just cracks Himeka in the head, and the match is tossed out, and DDM wins by DQ. I was a little annoyed by that finish.
I was also, but then knowing how the next night turned out, it to me it makes a little bit of sense
Mm.
because we can't have the retiree winning everything, straight up everything.
And I
And
don't think you don't want this away the tie team to take a loss. I think personally right now, especially going into
um,
what they're going into.
there's so much, yeah, looking at both teams, both had so much to lose with a pinfall or submission win. They
Mm.
needed the time limit draw or DQ. And I feel based on that the match did end appropriately. Though as it was happening, yes, I was like, "What the flying fudge muffins is happening? Why
Fudge muffins.
fudge muffins?"
But we move on to another six-woman tag. Queen's Quest Azumi, Sayaka Matani, and Utami Anishishida taking on stars Hazuki Koguma and Miyu Iwatani. Again, Saya and Hazuki, that nice little exchange from the two of them at the start, man.
Mhm,
Like they're building up for March 4th. Like I
mhm,
guess for us
mhm.
personally, the date's already passed. We haven't seen the show yet because it's not on Stardom-World yet. I'll send you a link later because I found a way to watch it already.
Yes.
But this I thought when Azumi and Koguma got in there, I found those two were really like again, it's that high speed division thing. Those two move so quickly with each other, absolutely
Mhm.
phenomenal. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I really enjoyed the trickery at the beginning. You almost thought Asmi was gonna do the full ears, yeah, and punch you in the stomach. It was great. I loved it. And again, like Queen's Quest has just become known for tricking stars in this manner. Where again, Asmi starts sending Koguma through the ropes, in comes Kamitani and Utami to help put down Koguma. It was so nice. I really, really enjoyed it. Though Koguma again running away. Chasing happening all over the place. It just, yo, stay in the ring. I get that COVID is kind of like releasing protocols and stuff, but like, stay in the ring, woman. Not everyone needs their cardio. Although Asumi didn't have too much of a problem taking up with that. Um, Utami, this is why Utami is my favorite. She just comes in like a wrecking ball every single time she comes into the ring. She really is. She's Miley Cyrus, man. She comes in like
Every
a
time somebody says
wrecking ball.
every don't get us copyright strike. Come on.
There's no way. I sounded like a dying cat there, my friend. Um, yeah,
Not
her shoulder
dying.
blocks. Utami's shoulder blocks absolutely dominant. You get hit by those things. It's like hitting a brick wall. It looks like um, overpowering Koguma and Hazuki, both fairly quickly and readily. Um, Hazuki's dive to the outside there yeah, takes out everybody and their dog. It was great.
I didn't
Um,
see a dog.
look harder. Yeah, that was it. This match was so much fun. I love watching these two teams fight off against each other. Mayu and Utami have a very good chemistry also that I really enjoy. Um, Utami, her Germans, release Germans are just they look brutal, but Mayu takes them and loves taking them seemingly so well. She just the chemistry that those two have in ring is actually just so good. I feel the combination of Utami's just throw it into the wind and Mayu just loving being thrown into the wind makes for a really good wrestling match between these two. Andre, what do you think?
I
You're
thought
giggling
absolutely.
at my descriptions.
Well, it's just some of the yeah, I'm sorry. It's the way you describe certain things. All these women were absolutely phenomenally good. But like again, my biggest takeaway from this match is how Hazuki and Saya Kamatani work together, like how they wrestle each other. That was so much of this is in the way that each one is figuring out reversals for the other. Hazuki though getting that code breaker out of the corner, where she good. Saya was set up in that Shattered Dream styles position, and Hazuki code breaking her out of that corner. I absolutely loved it. But the finish, though, Hazuki getting a brainbuster and going for the pin as the bell rings for the expired time. So she gets up and hits another brainbuster on Saya Kamatani just to rub it in a little. Like,
Because FTW.
is she hanging out with Hook now?
I mean, her
But
fighting style might suggest, maybe.
but absolutely phenomenal from all six of these women. They all do such an amazing job in here.
100%.
So we're going to move on to the main event of the second night, and it is a six-woman tag match: Cosmic Angels, Natsuko, Tam Nakano, Wakatsuki versus God's Eyes, Amisare, Mirai, and Syuri. Again, this is where I really noted when I noted it is that the fact is like, especially in a main event, putting Waka in there, you're like, oh, okay, so God's Eyes winning the main event. When it's a second or third match on the show, I'm not as bought. Like it kind of go, yeah, but I can live with it. When it's your main event and Waka's in there, as like, I would have not to shit on Waka at all, but it's just it takes a little bit away from the main event for me because I'm like I know where the finish is going, and this is the match you're supposed to have been building to all night, right? And I'm like, oh, so Waka's losing in the main event. Okay, it's just a personal feeling. Again, like I said, I don't hate.
So.
Yeah, but again, this whole match was absolutely amazing. I praise Natsuko every time I watch her. She is so smooth in this ring. Like her transitions through moves, her flow through, her springboards, her jumps off the top. Everything is so smooth. It doesn't feel. It feels like she's not even thinking as she does it. It's like go 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 go, and she's just so good. And then the Ami and Mirai shot our machine gun chops. To Waka just tenderizing them titties, like just taking it.
Thing. Come on,
we're taking a term for me, but it just working that girl over, absolutely phenomenal.
Mirai
Mariah with
start humming the Powerpuff Girls song every time you see the machine gun chops.
I don't know the song well enough. That's the problem. Again, I skip intros. Remember that.
Now the Powerpuff Girls. I know
if
what you're going to be watching this afternoon.
Yeah, I'll fast forward through the intro and watch Powerpuff. What I'm watching this afternoon is AEW Revolution, but
that's unfortunate.
We are recording this on Sunday, May 5th. But I love great show. But Mariah, that Vader bomb elbow that she does, I loved it. Just the kind of just because setting for Vader comes off, and then the twist in the air into the elbow. I love her taking something established, but then giving it her own little twist, literally her own little twist. But I absolutely touch with flair. Her touch with flair, I absolutely loved it. But in the end, Mariah gets a huge lariat for two, does an airplane spin into the Mirai shock for the win, otherwise known as the cradle shock. But into the Mirai shock, gets the win on Wakatsuki. Great match overall from all six of these women.
100%. Yeah, Waka fought so hard from start to finish in this one, but that end bit with Mirai was no more fun and games. Mirai went into angry bubbles mode. That's the Powerpuff Girl she is. She went into angry bubbles mode, and she knocked the head off of Waka there. I definitely felt that the ending sequence there was maybe a bit much for little Waka to handle there. But man, I have to agree. I didn't really feel that this match maybe should have been the main event. It could have been a semi-main. I kind
Yeah.
of dealt with the match before being the main event. But this one was again, it was a predictable one for me.
And
Yeah.
I get it when you're looking at a WrestleMania card or something. Sometimes you can predict what the main event is, but at least it's that big built up match. But you never know for sure, right? Where this, you look at this card and you go, oh, well, God's Eye's winning. Walk is taking the loss. You know that's what the finish is, so you're just like, eh. It just takes it away a little bit there, in my personal opinion.
I agree.
But we're going to move on to the February 26th show, and it is the Stardom Showcase match. What?
Oh, this show.
Okay, I'll admit there's two matches I don't like on this show. We'll get into them. One of them I absolutely just hate. The other one I thought one I hate, one was pointless. We'll get into it. We're gonna start Iida versus Shanyota. This was an interesting three matches, I guess, if you want to call it that. So we have an arm wrestling contest first. Iida wins the first arm wrestle. Shanyota wins the second, and then
there were 3 rounds for the arm wrestling tournament.
Yeah, so Iida won the first, and then Shanyota won the second too. And then we get into a wrestling match. Again, a lot of power spots. Both women really trying to use to get the upper hand with power, because both women are really showing the way they're built, the way they wrestle. They're power wrestlers, right? Saya getting the speed chops off, Shanyota getting some great slams in here. Both, and then running into each other with the shoulder blocks, really trading that power. Iida getting an attitude adjustment at one point. Shanyota, that headbutt. She had a headbutt, then it's just massive lariat. And then she misses a cross body off the top. Then Iida gets her Iida Bashi roll up and gets the win. I was watching a feed that had that John Bon Jovi's music started playing on the feed I was watching, because I found.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
Oh, was it on the Stardom? Because I watched it from an alternate feed.
Oh, okay.
I was like, they got permission to use John Bon Jovi.
They did
nice.
Not.
Well,
they probably did not.
But if it's being rebroadcast on Stardom-World, they dub over music during all that to rebroadcast.
That's
so
true,
technically, they have to. It's either public domain or something in Japan, because they're broadcasting it.
I wonder if it's public domain then.
It might be. It might be
old song.
It might be a song that has the ability to be used in other certain contexts now. But then we get into a pose down that I think Iida got robbed, because
I agree.
I think Iida is far more defined
100%.
than Shanyota. Shanyota is a little bit bigger.
Like what I am now. Iida is what I want to get to.
Yeah, Shanyota is. I'd say her muscles are a little bit bigger than Iida's. But Iida is
way more defined.
Way more, and they gave the win to Shanyota. I'm like, that's bullshit. I literally went, that's bullshit.
I was disappointed with that also. Very much so also. The gear that Shanyota is wearing, I have questions. Is it color changing in the light, or is it like mood pants? Because I noticed her shin pads, they were the same color as the rest of the outfit at the beginning of the match, specifically the wrestling match. But at the end of the wrestling match, everything was blue. Particularly her bottoms, they were so dark, they were pretty much navy, like my lips. And then the shin pads were still pink, but varying degrees of her top were more blue or purple or pink. And I was like, would that be a thermal thing? Maybe?
I don't know shit. I buy all my clothes cheap, so I have no idea.
See, this is what I was thinking about instead of actually watching.
It was a very short match. It wasn't a lot to it, but again, it was a great little segment that did highlight both these women.
100%.
And then, literally, Shanyota rolls out of the ring and changes gear under the ring into a different top and pants for the pose
she was wearing them underneath and just yanked them off. Yeah,
I laughed so hard. I was
and then Iida starts taking off her straps. I was like, whoa, what kind of show are we watching?
I was okay with the show we might have got.
I bet you were. I to agree with what you said about Iida, though. I felt that her losing the pose off was a little bit of a robbery because as much as Chanyota is in really really great shape, in styling of definition, Iida is more defined.
Mhm.
Her peaks, like also on her biceps, there, like both of them had the bands to peak up the bicep, but without like when they both removed them, Ida's peaks were still very very much defined there, whereas like with
Mhm.
Chanyota mine kind of disappear a little bit. I was she's the same as me, so I definitely felt that that Ida probably should have won that match. However,
Mhm.
it is a showcase, right? So it is something to show off other people as well. Maybe this was their way of kind of showcasing another person outside of Stardom.
Yeah, I would love to get like a like an actual like judge
Wrestling
that
match.
judges like
Oh
no, that
yeah,
like that judges posing to
like the
actually sit there and judges the poses himself.
yeah,
Just because like I guarantee you an actual pose judge would have picked Ida because again, it's not about your size. A lot of what your
it's about
presentation
tricking them.
is definition. It's
Yeah,
how you're cut, how everything's cut,
and
and
lighting.
Saida's was and lighting, but Saida's was far more cut
Agreed.
than
I mean, you can just see
Chanyota.
that from this picture too. I mean, look at her shoulders,
Yeah, shoulder goals for you definitely.
shoulder boulders.
Yeah. But we are going to move on to the first match that I hated. I thought this match was absolutely crap. Like I've seen multiple of these fall anywhere falls matches that have just been absolutely ridiculous stuff. But this, like, how do I say this? This missed the ridiculousness. Like the last time we saw one of these Stardom Showcase shows, they were riding bicycles in one of these in the 4-way match.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
throwing powder in each other's faces. They were fighting in a bouncy house, like a ball pit or whatever it was.
They almost
Uh,
did.
yes, but they got Rossi Ogawa involved. That's where I
Poor
first went.
Rossi.
Okay, I'm like, this is stupid. Why are you involving Rossi? Leave him alone. He's an old man. Just let him book his shows and just leave him alone. That was the first thing that bothered me. And it's just everything seemed so scattered. There was a spot where they went to the back and just nothing happened for like 2-3 minutes. And I'm like, that's where this match, I was like, I'm done. Like, screw
Mhm.
this match. When they all just left, I was like, screw it. Then they all come out with costumes on, or like two of them had headpieces on. The other two had like,
Costume.
one had a clown costume. The other one was wearing a baseball jersey.
Yeah, Hanan was wearing a yeah.
I just,
Yeah,
I found it so stupid. And the end of this, they go and they fight up onto this giant box. I don't know our staging set up that
yeah, it was a stage, yeah.
so Izumi slams Hanan on the ground. She goes
Mhm.
up top and Natsu Sumire follows her up
Mhm.
and they fight and then Natsu goes through the box and like
You forgot the glitter.
and glitter stuff comes out.
No, so Azumi and her are fighting up there,
Yeah.
and then Momoka comes up with the glitter
Oh.
bomb. The
Oh
glitter
shit.
bomb goes
Yeah.
off. That's the distraction on Natsu, and then Azumi takes care of Natsu, and she falls randomly through a hole in the box, and everyone's like sitting there like, "What the heck?" Like
And then and
Momoka,
then
bless her heart, is sitting there like, "Oh, there was a hole there."
and then Azumi just jumps off, double stomps Hanan on the floor, who's been laying there for a good 2 minutes, maybe.
Ultimate
Like
distraction.
enough time to recover from getting slammed. Like I've seen girls recover in far less time from far worse, and she's laid there for like 2 minutes or more before getting
She
double
was on
stomped off the.
the concrete floor though, and there was no matting there, so
Yeah,
you
but
know nothing
I've
can get
seen
off
worse
that.
happen, and girls get up right away. So again, it's suspension of disbelief. I understand, but it was so clusterfucky in this match that everything it just kept cut. The cameras kept cutting. There was shit happening everywhere. None of it made any sense. And Azumi gets the win. I literally wrote this match was really shitty, not due to anybody's work rate. Everybody's work rate was fine when they were doing moves. It was all over the place. There was dumb shit, and the ridiculousness of it wasn't ridiculous enough to make me like it.
Mm. I'll just throw some more details of the ridiculousness in here. There was a whip at the beginning that
Oh,
Natsu brought out that was
the cat and
hitting.
nine tails.
Yes.
Cat and yeah,
Yeah. Where she was
she
whipping
kinky.
everybody, including Rossi, and I'm sitting there like, The guy's probably got a pacemaker at this point. This is probably not good for it, lady. Like, leave him alone.
He might like that
Um,
though.
but let me tell you, that old man can shuffle pretty quickly for an old man. He was shuffling pretty good, and he was just not
Shuffling,
even paying
shuffling,
attention. He's just
shuffling,
like, nope,
shuffling.
I'm out of here, and like just back turned, like we're Kenta power walking our way out of the building right now. Um, I really enjoyed that Azumi and everyone else tried to save him, but then inadvertently put him in more danger. It was like a typical anime,
They
you
shoved
know.
him in a bounce house.
I mean, realistically, the safest place for him when Whip Lady is running around, right?
Hey, that girl.
Um,
I'm not gonna shame that girl for whatever her kink is. She likes whips. She likes whips. I'm not gonna shame her
I
for it.
mean, no, we're not going to shame her about that, but we're getting to it. We're getting to it. For example, her making Azumi cry in the ring, Azumi breaking down, crying, "You hurt my
I don't
feelings." The
think she was
crowd,
actually I don't think it was real though, because I think she was playing possum and
obvious.
pretending to
She's sitting
cry.
there going, "Away, away, away." Does this look legit to you, my friend? When a
Yes.
woman's pissed at you, you're gonna know about it. She was not pissed, okay? Well, let's talk about the cringe moment for me of this match
The
when
whole thing.
Natsu put when Natsu put Azumi, Momoka, and then Hanan down in the corner and proceeded to what I initially thought was going to be a Bronco Buster, and I have changed it to a Bronco Muffer because there's no way. What did she literally took that thing to climax, you guys. She shoved her face in Hanan's face, who is
No,
also underage.
her crotch, not her face. No, Hanan is 18.
That
Hanan's
doesn't mean
18.
that's legal there, my
It does
friend.
actually.
Look
It
up.
means you're an adult. It doesn't mean you're an
She put
adult.
her hoo-ha in Hanan's faha and like gyrated until she was done with her, which was uncomfortable for me to watch.
Didn't bother me any.
Especially because she was really giving her on the last two thrusts there. I was really uncomfortable with that one. This was in the moment when they disappeared into the back and reemerged in another area with their costumes and everything. I don't know if you saw this. Maybe you were too frustrated to see it at this point. But when everyone came out, like Azumi was complaining for a bit, and then she started beating up on Hanan and Natsu, and then Momoka came out into the back, and she was just like looking around, like just happy to be a part of everything. And then Hanan eventually got up. But what the moment I'm talking about is when Momoka, they had cut to a shot of Momoka, and she's just standing there like this in the camera. The hat on her head. I'm like, girl, you do know you're in a match, right? At that moment was when Hanan, attacked her and we were back in a match. But yeah, the ref getting hit by the fans that Azumi had brought out initially was absolutely hilarious. But then the sidewalk slam that Momoka ended up finding herself in because of it was equally hilarious. Yeah, and then we went into the glitter hole stomp thing. Was this a wrestling match?
No, it was a
Not really.
clusterfuck.
No. Was it fun?
No.
For me, it was until we got to the gyration in the face. Everything up until that and after that was hilarious and something that I would rather watch live than some of the clusterfucks that we have. But in regard, yeah, when you can sit there and have a conversation with a wrestler who's just sitting there on the outside enjoying the match with you as much as you're enjoying it when he's supposed to be in it, that's probably not a good clusterfuck. That's just a clusterfuck. This was a clusterfuck, but it was funny fuckery in a way that it was better than the thumb bum spot.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it. It wasn't awful for me. I actually enjoyed it, and I found the weird shit in it to be
Like
Weird enough that it
there was
wasn't uncomfortable except for the Bronco Buster.
like
Bronco Muster, sorry.
there was some funny weird shit, but just how everything flowed together was just
Oh,
a
no.
giant mess of crap that took me
100%.
out of it. And as soon as they all left, I was like, fuck this match. Like it was already too everywhere as it was, and then they left, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, all I could think of was the fucking wet t-shirt match where
Oh,
all
yeah.
and the girls were in the
That was
back for
cringe.
almost 5 minutes on that one.
And
And
it's like, how long does it take you to take off your bikini top?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it just felt like more of that shit. But at least like the last time we saw one of these, you had Ram Kaicho with the powder, and you had the bicycles, you had all that weird shit.
Yeah, Starlight Kid.
There was so
Yeah.
much more to it. Where this
Mhm.
one was like they tried to do wrestling, but none of it flowed properly. And then when they went to the outside weird shit, they didn't do a lot.
Mm.
I don't know. It just
It was
I
a lot
didn't
more
like.
smiling in the camera when they were on the outside as opposed to like acting and having fun that they could have
Yeah.
done. Um, I do feel that the star of that one was more Natsu. And that was more of her, like kind of the showcase of that match, and the rest of the girls were just kind of there
Oh
to
yeah.
kind of offer
I'm all,
anything.
I'm all about me some Natsu Samire. I'm down. I'm down with
You're
some
all about
Natsu.
the cone
I'm
titties.
I'm down. I'm down with Natsu. I'm down with Natsu. I'll tell you that for sure. Let's move on.
You want
Let's
her
get to let's get on
Bronco
to,
muffer.
let's get on to another match that I'm super confused
Mhm.
about. Again, this is a Captain's Fall
Yes.
match. I understand that. I understand what the rules of Captain's Fall match. I'm just really confused that why Waka was the captain.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one that would be very
teaming with
confusing.
Club Venus, she's the captain. How does that make any sense? Because look at and again,
It
great
must
match.
I feel like it's probably something for the story then, because like, yeah, the captain of Club Venus to me would be Mina Shirakawa, and there's, unfortunately, I'm looking at the other team going, there's no way that they would be able to pick up a win on Mina right now because she's pretty on fire.
Yeah. So, like, this was an absolutely phenomenal match from all the
Oh,
women in
yeah.
this match. They killed it. Like Walker with that
Mhm.
oblivion to Tam. Like I thought she cracked her. Like when she like Tam sold that like killer into the mat. Like she went face
Mhm.
first down in the mat. Like all these women having absolutely phenomenal. May getting the head scissors to Nat off the top, like that Trish Stratus head scissors spot where she like
Mhm. Mhm.
and then Mina hitting with the inverted DDT. Great little like heads us into the inverted DDT. Great. Like
Mhm.
all these like May with that power bomb from Tatam off the apron on the net. Saki on the She
Yeah.
went to do it and there was nobody there, and like Tam just like hanging on. So the other girls all come in and she's just like smashes them into it. Absolutely
Everyone,
phenomenal.
yeah.
But like
Mhm.
Saki and Nat German getting the dual German release Germans on Mariah, May, and Mina. Absolutely phenomenal Germans, man.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
Walker really close at the end to get that tiger suplex, the bridging tiger suplex on Tam.
Mhm.
I like it was that close that I thought she had won here. I'm like, and this is weirdly when this match was going on and she got that pin, I believe she could get that win there. Because especially I know what they're building to, but having her beat her captain to get the win would have been like, oh my god, like I really did believe that she might have had the win there. But in the end, Tam hits a delayed violet screwdriver onto Waka and gets the win. And I wrote,
Mhm.
so Walker was the captain. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, that one confused me too because I was like, I don't understand what's kind of going on. There's special text. I didn't have time to kind of translate it before going into watching this one. Lots of emotion and tension in this one. Waka jumping Tam before the bell even started. Another jump start from Waka. Hmm. Lots and lots and lots of energy and tension in this one. Um, the conversation afterwards, though, I think is what we really need to focus
Yes.
on
So
here.
I wrote out most of it down because I paraphrase some of the shit because I'm not writing every single word. Tam asked Waka why she's fighting so hard and why she wants to be part of Cosmic Angels.
Hmm.
Tam Tam says, "What will you fight for after you win?" She asks why she's fighting, and Waka says she's fighting because she wants to be part of Cosmic Angels. So Tam says, "Well, what are you going to fight for after you win?" And Waka gets on the point where she wanted to win for herself, then she wanted to win because she wanted to work harder, now because it's for everyone that supports her, all the fans and all the Cosmic Angels, and for all the smiles. I love that little line. She does it for all the smiles. It's just I love. It's just so cute. She said, but the truth is, she wants to shove it in the face of those who slandered and demeaned Cosmic Angels. I'm guessing for bringing her in. I'm going to assume. I guess I don't know what they're slandering her for. Tam says thank you, and that thank you for wanting to expose all of your like what all your feelings and everything and all. She says March 25th, Tam will be her partner against Nane Takahashi. And then Tam says, Nane, bring your best partner. You know who I mean. I don't think it's you. That or the alpha female.
Ooh.
But I did think I literally wrote down. I think it's either alpha female or Kyrie. I think it's one of those two.
If it's Kyrie, then we could potentially be in for a walk-in. If it's Jazzy Gabbert, she's screwed. There's no hell in way.
Well, I think no matter what, it's Waka's going to pin Nane on the 25th.
That's true.
It's not, but I because if Tam's saying you know who I mean, for me personally, thinking about Nane's history and who she knows, it's two people for me. It's Kyrie, it's alpha female Jazzy Gabbert. It's one of the two.
Yeah. And we know that there's history between Tam and Kyrie. I don't know if personally, I don't know if there's any history between Tam and Jazzy. Either way, I would love to see Jazzy back in a Stardom ring. Been missing her. She's been killing it over in Germany with her promotion over there. But girl, come back, please.
Stardom Jazzy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to wait and get there, see how it goes.
Like, this makes me more excited for what's coming for this little program. Because, like, I'm like, well, who's Nane bringing? Because, like, when you have Tam say somebody like, bring your best partner, you know who I mean. I don't think that's a shot at you because you is her tag team partner. But the way she said it, I don't think it's going to be you in a tag team match. Because when you're saying you know who I mean, she said just bring your partner. Then I'm thinking, okay, you. But when you say bring your best partner, you know who I mean. Not to slander you, but I feel like it's Kyrie or alpha female. Kyrie for the fact of Tam has history there. And especially coming off Wrestle Kingdom and all the history those two have had over the years. And it could be somebody else that we're not even thinking of.
Yeah, that's entirely possible also, right? I mean, Nane's had a 15-year career in Stardom as it is.
Could be Monet.
Yeah. Anyway,
right. Okay, we're going to get on to another match that I absolutely think sucked. Because it didn't suck. Okay. I just felt like the crowd was very dead.
Probably because they were confused.
Nobody cared about the people in the ring. People who were actually under the mask were great, but nothing flowed properly in this match. It all felt very disjointed in it. I wrote down like 2 spots in the finish. Triple torture rack by the Grim Reaper Army. Then there was a triple suplex to Tora by the Strong Machine. It was Natsuko Tora as one of the members of Grim Reaper Army. Easily could tell the body through the body type. She was the thicker one, the shorter, thicker one.
I disagree.
Oh, I thought that was Natsuko Tora.
I think it's you.
No, not big enough to be you. And again, this is no shame because I'm a big person. Use wider. And I don't think that girl was wide enough to be you. Just a body type. I thought it to me it came off like Natsuko Tora.
No. The way she walked, the way she handled herself, why she was hiding her nails. Why would she hide her nails?
I don't know. I thought it was Tora.
Hiding the nail polish.
I thought that one was Tora. Her partners, I have no fucking clue. I was thinking maybe Saki and Starlight Kid. I don't know. But Saki was going to wrestle in a little bit, so I don't. Who do you think the Grim Reaper Army was?
So okay, let's go with the obvious ones first. Let's look at the super strong team here. The obvious green one.
Oh yeah, there is Iida, Lady C, and I'm pretty sure Ruaka.
Nope.
No, who's the third one?
There's no bum on that. That is Yuna Mizumori. You could also see the green hair popping out the back of the neck.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I thought I wasn't thinking. I just thought, it might be Ruaka. Again, I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know if you saw Yuna Mizumori earlier. She has a lot of like dingly dangly, sparkly, darkly. It's something that I notice as a girl because as girls, we like it when guys notice.
Yeah,
Subtle hint.
I'm not good at that stuff.
So anyway,
hey, I noticed your lips when we got on here. So
yeah. I mean, it's hard not to notice that it looks like a blue cookie monster. Come on. When you put the tape over the fingertips, my guy, it's hiding the nail polish and decals and shit. So Yuna Mizumori has fun nails. You couldn't see them when they were under that tape. So, between the tape, the gloves, now let's go to the Stardom Army. I thought the bigger one was you. I just felt the way that she walked was more you-ish. The way she acted, I felt that the temperament was more you-ish. But again, we're disagreeing on that. You think it was Tora. I don't know. I don't think it was Tora. The mannerisms didn't seem, the way she held herself. There's a certain degree I feel that you could change and couldn't change about herself just because of her character work. I definitely do feel that the larger one on the Neo Stardom was you. I have some interesting thoughts on the other two.
Yeah, but the problem with you is you already unmasked as a member of the Grim Reaper Army. So why would she have to come out wearing a mask? That's my question. I really thought it was Tora.
Are any of these women wearing masks?
For me, the way she did everything, it felt like Natsuko Tora. Again, personally to me, I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but
okay. Well, moving on to the other two. There was one that had that I was referring to as Orange Cassidy.
The one with the hands in the pockets.
A hands in the pocket, orange shoes. Did you notice that also? Orange.
Yeah,
shoes.
I was trying to figure out who the fuck has orange shoes.
There's a couple people who have orange shoes. One of them, or they don't wrestle in them regularly, but I've seen them in their social media posts. And one of them is Miyu Iwatani. Another one of them is Konami.
Oh, I could easily see that being Miyu Iwatani.
Just the way she moved, mannerisms of her, just the way she was kind of winging about, the kip up.
Yeah, kip up. That was Miyu Iwatani. Very much. And again, you could see the Orange Cassidy is inspiration in the way she moved, the way she did everything. You could easily and Miyu Iwatani is the person that would emulate Orange Cassidy of anybody.
100%, because she can make it funny. She can make it enjoyable. I'm not an Orange Cassidy fan.
I have no idea who the third one is. No clue. I have no idea who the third one is.
Yeah, the third one was a bit of a mystery to me. It seemed a little stiff. So I kind of suspected that it could be Nane, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm not. Again, I find this whole thing just stupid. We don't need these Grim Reapers just randomly in a match. We don't need the Strong Machines. Strong Machines are great to fill out a battle royal, but not in this. Like,
it does pull away from the attention of the wrestling for me. I was more concerned about trying to figure out who they were as opposed to watching them wrestle.
Yeah, I found it dumb. In the end, the U/Tora one hits a Vader bomb on Ruaka, on Yuna Mizumori, who I thought was Ruaka, but on Yuna gets the win. Let's move on.
And maybe the other one was Ruaka. You never know. I mean, it literally could be anybody.
Yeah, let's move on because this was just it was more fun it was more fun just trying to figure out who the people were than actually paying attention to the actual match.
Let's go into the match that I really enjoyed.
This was nuts, but the ending pissed me off. You take this.
I enjoyed the entrances for
Oh,
these girls.
great.
Prominence being one of my favorite factions right now. Risa Sarah's gear for this one, she was wearing that traditional, like, oh, Yvonne told me what it was classically called. I'm not going to do it the disservice of trying to butcher it, but she was
Kimono?
wearing those really cool samurai pants and that cool top that she wears that protects the veins and arteries in her arms from being massacred in these hardcore matches that she does. Um, yeah, everyone coming out with weapons, a chair with plastic forks in it, some more of the gardening stabby stuff. Himeka came out with a box of what looked like um, decorative ice cubes, jewels, D&D dice, Lego,
Lego.
like all kinds of just
Yeah.
stuff that is just not as fun. Probably worse for you actually than thumbtacks. Let's be honest.
I wrote it down as decorative crystals is what I wrote
Yeah.
because, but like, I've seen a couple matches in my day of thumbtacks and shit. I've also
Mm-hmm.
seen a couple matches in my day of Lego, and legitimately, I've known people that have taken both,
Mm-hmm.
and they say the Lego is almost worse because the way you land on it, at least when the tack, yes, tacks hurt like a motherfucker, but they go in, they stay there. But
Mm-hmm.
when you land on them, then you're rolling and you're moving and you're still on the Lego and it doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm. It's not like you can roll across the Lego and it gets stuck up on your skin or your gear and everything, and it's no
Mm-hmm.
longer a problem. And we did see in this match after that box did get dumped, it was a bit of a problem for them to do regular wrestling moves because they're scared, obviously, to run or walk, because if you step on one of those dice or an ice cube or something, it's going to be like a cartoon when you step on a banana peel. You're going to oversell yourself more than you need to. Maika, yeah, having a giant freaking fan the size of herself, that was freaking cool. I loved that. Um, the I actually sent the video of this to our friend Astrid when this was happening, and it was when Suzu tags in Hiragi, and she's got, I believe it was, who was it? I want to say it was Himeka. It was either Himeka or Maika. I'm not entirely sure. When she tags in Hiragi, they had whoever it was laying down. Suzu just turns around and gut kicks Hiragi. It looks like she's going to slam her onto whoever's down on the ground. Hiragi says, F that, reverses it, and you see Suzuki go, no, no, no. Gets body slammed on her. And there was a chair also put on there. So Suzu took the chair bump as well as the slam bump, hops back up. She's like, oh my God, oh my God. Hiragi's like, frickin' pin her. Pinning her right after. Oh my God. That was a fun spot for
There
me.
was some
Like,
great spots. Like there was a spot where Maika superplexes Hiragi off the top onto all the crystals and Legos and whatever. I'm like, that just killed for both women. Looked absolutely brutal.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It was
Oh,
not fun. And then Suzu setting up Giulia for that one spot. Risa Sarah sneaking in, taking the other chair out and putting in the chair that had all the plastic forks stuck in the upright position. Um, some could argue that Giulia got forked in that moment. Her butt sure did. And she sure was hopping around afterwards, trying to make sure that there was no pieces of that fork embedded in her posterior. My goodness. Maika though, tanking the tank out of tanking in the end of this match. Really just going to town and having fun. This is why I love her, because when she turns it up, she turns it all the way up, and it is scary. Um, yeah, the breakdown and chaos at the ending there though.
oh, that pissed me off so goddamn much. Like, okay, this is a hardcore 6-woman tag match.
Mhm.
First off, hardcore match. Why are they tagging it out? That's the
True.
first
That's
question.
true.
And then second, how do you get it? How does the ref call for the bell and have a no contest in a hardcore match where there's no disqualification, no count out, technically no rules in a hardcore match? How do you get a no contest out of that?
Did they reach the time limit?
No,
Oh,
it's
well,
listed on Cage Match, and it's only 12 minutes. It was only 12 minutes, so 12 minutes and like 40 something seconds. So that's no way. There's a 12 minute and 40 something second time limit. It's listed on at least Cage Match and a couple other spots as a no contest.
weird. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand the ending of this either. I mean, I didn't enjoy the little sentiment that they had
Oh, that
afterwards.
was
Where
great.
yeah, but like the ending of this, like I was like, what just happened? I was left more confused than anything, which is disappointing because the match itself, what a ride.
Oh, great match! Like great match
Hmm.
overall. Just again, this is another one where the ending or something in it made me just go
Vital.
like just consistent rules in professional wrestling, please.
We've noticed that the refs in Japan a little questionable. A little questionable.
Oh, dumb most of the time. All right. We move on to a UWF rules match. It's Syuri and Saki Kashima.
Hmm.
So, before we get into the match, I'm going to give you an overall overview
Please.
of UWFI rules. UWF rules. It is, in simplest terms, fights may end via knockout, which is you knock them out, and then the ref goes 1, 2, 3, counts to 10,
Mhm.
just like in boxing. TKO, which is a referee stoppage, which we got. A submission or by points. I don't know how the points fall into this, but there are no pinfalls, no disqualifications, no countouts, and no time limits. Every fight must have a winner. So I don't understand how you can have points if you can't have a time limit. So that
I
part
don't
I
know.
don't.
And if you notice throughout the show, they changed randomly. So I don't
Yeah.
know what was happening that made them
No,
change.
no, 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 no. That is very much reminiscent. That's the other point I got to put in here. That is reminiscent of the ROH Pure Rules match, where you have in ROH's Pure Rules, you have 3 rope
Right.
breaks. This they had 5 rope breaks. Because I saw it counting down. That was the
Right. Yeah.
5 rope
Yeah.
breaks. Yeah. Kashima
Ah.
Kashima eventually did have to break 4 times throughout this match. Um, Syuri only had to break a hold once,
Hmm.
but these two kicked the crap out of each other, just unloading on each other. Absolutely phenomenal match.
Hmm.
Um, Syuri that gut wrench suplex off the top. Oh, that looked brutal the way Saki landed.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
and then she
Hmm.
applies a Kimura, then switches into a stretch muffler, and then picks her up and spins her in a stretch muffler. What the? That was awesome.
Former world champion, ladies and gentlemen.
But I do love how she's evolved so much more since dropping the belt. You are very right. Is that she has been
Hmm.
able to be a different person.
We're
Yeah.
witnessing the evolution of Suri right now. And yeah, you're absolutely right. She kicked the holy hecky crap out of Saki in this match, and Saki showing that resiliency that she has. She refused to go down for a very, very long time. Um, yeah, just at the end of it though, Suri too much. Suri was far too much for
Spin
Saki to handle.
spin kick to the head.
She went down and she was like, I actually messaged Astrid again. I was like, I don't know if I just witnessed the best sell I've ever seen in professional wrestling, or
You
if this
did.
girl actually like legitimately knocked this girl out.
And the thing is, you can
Either
believe,
ways.
like I can believe it with that kick because of
Hmm.
who threw the kick. This is a woman that
Hmm.
used to throw head kicks at people for real. So,
Hmm.
but like Saki's show drum on that was absolutely amazing. They
Hmm.
had a so the ref just as soon as she dropped, the ref just like no, rang the bell. He just like he pulled a
Oh
UFC, just
yes,
like no, it's over, let's go, we're
he
done.
ragdolled, yeah,
Absolutely phenomenal. And then
and she ragdolled
they
pretty
brought
well.
yeah they brought a doctor in at the end.
Yeah, yeah, he was at ringside for the whole night. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They even were having the stretcher. They were getting the stretcher out for her and everything. But Ruaka was like, "No, I carry my girl off into the sunset."
Hmm.
So Ruaka mercifully carried Saki out of there. Let me tell you though, the knees that Suri was feeding Saki throughout this entire match. Every time she hit those ribs, I was like, "Gosh dang,
Oh yeah.
I need to learn how to kick like that." My
Oh yeah.
goodness.
All right, let's move on to the main event because we're going
Yep.
very long here tonight, and I've got places to be later today. Is a
What, you
three-way.
don't want to be here with a Melball reviewing awesome wrestling?
Oh,
How
I'm very
rude.
much having a great job, but I just in a couple hours I got to be somewhere. It's a three-way 9-woman tag team elimination match where everybody's attacking their own goddamn partners. Why I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so I got a little picture to put up. So here it is, straight off the video. Elimination match until one person is left standing. If multiple people remain on the final team, they will then settle it until only one person remains. The sole survivor wins a gift. I guess it blocked there. They win Kobe beef.
I'm telling you, man, the Hunger Games is starting in Japan, and this is how it's starting. You put a bunch of girls in the frickin' ring, you have them beat the shit out of each other for a box of beef.
And it cooked.
But everyone
and it
else
cooked
ends
pizza
up
beef.
eating in the first, like at the end anyway.
So I'm just going to go through the eliminations here because I'm not going through everything. First eliminated, Tora is eliminated by like a group pin of stars. She gets eliminated. Koguma hits a cutter onto Miyu. Miyu gets like a toss drop kick into Miyu in the corner. And then Miyu hits a moonsault. But then off the top comes Koguma splashing onto her own partner, pushing her off, and stealing the pin for herself, eliminating Miyu Amasaki. Koguma is hit by the pipe. And double team slam by Momo and Starlight Kid, and then Momo hits. I didn't write it down. God damn. It's the Hito Tanashi driver to Koguma gets the elimination there. So then we move on, fight a little more, and then Starlight Kid, Momo Watanabe, Mayu Utani, and Utami Hayashishita all up on the apron fighting. So I found out at this point, Matt, you can be eliminated by being tossed over the top rope and both feet hitting the floor. So they all start fighting, and Utami and Miyu are trying to German suplex Momo and Starlight Kid off the apron, and like Momo and Starlight Kid are holding on until Iida or Saya Kamatani and Hazuki run over and drop kick the hands, and then all four women fall to the floor and are eliminated from the match, and we comes down to Hazuki and Saya Kamatani. So we get a preview of what we're getting on March 4th. They didn't go long. They only went a couple more minutes, but they absolutely killed each other. Hazuki did hit a Frankensteiner in the end, gets the pin, gets the win. Hazuki wins the beef. So Rossi,
don't make the comment. Melball. Do not make that comment.
Rossi actually presents her with a box of beef, of Kobe beef, uncooked, and then like it's wrapped up. Don't worry. And then he presents her with a plate of cooked Kobe beef, but she says she was asked to eat in the ring, but she says it is a sacred place, so she will do it in the comment area where they interview after. And then she says March 4th, she will get a shot at Saya Kamatani. She says she will put the white belt around her waist and a new champion will be crowned. And this is where the girls from Stars start to eat her beef. I love it. And then Hazuki starts yelling, hey. She's yelling at the girls. And she said, if you don't stop and get in here and pose with me, the friendship will be over. And so they all get in. They do a giant group Stars team pose together, and then,
every single one has a piece of meat in their mouth,
and then
except Hazuki.
And then Miyu tries to steal the beef out of the uncooked beef out of Hazuki's hands. Hazuki gets her in a choke, and then Miyu taps out. So Koguma tries to do the same goddamn thing, and she gets Koguma in a choke, and Koguma taps out. Oh my god!
I mean, pro tip for life, my guys. If you want to live long and prosper, don't mess with a woman's freaking food.
Don't mess with a woman's beef?
Yeah, especially the beef. Beef is the biggest.
Oh.
What a show. What a show.
What three wonderful shows. But we have come to the end. I want to thank all of you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel down below, and comment. We love your comments. Please comment. We love talking to you guys. And I want to give some big shout outs right here, right now to our friends. First off, I want to give a big shout out to our friends over at Rogue Energy for being sponsors of us and OLE. And you can use the code OLEPODS for 10% off your order at ropeenergy.com or scan the QR code down the bottom right. And speaking of OLE, I want to thank our good friends of our local establishment who have partnered up with us, and that's where the sponsorship comes from. Mel's pointing at them right there. You can find them on twitch.tv/our local establishment, on Instagram and TikTok at OLE Podcast, and on YouTube at youtube.com/ at our local establishment. You see lots of great reviews of all the great stuff. You can find myself and old Ed talking Marvel, talking some Ant-Man from the opening weekend of Ant-Man, talk about that movie. You can check us out with Asher Pizarro talking that show. You can check out Paramindful featuring my co-host Melball over there. Also on Paramindful's own YouTube page also. You can check out lots of great other shows, Beats and Beatdowns, Turnbuckle Talk,
Killer Cuts.
Killer Cuts, the NXT one taking over. Lots of great content you want to check out from there.
Busting out. Don't forget Busting Out.
Busting Out every Sunday on YouTube and Twitch. Got to check that out. But you definitely want to check out all the great content from our local establishment. And one more place we got to send you to check out some great content is Backbreaker Video and Backbreaker Media in general. I want to thank our good buddy Mike the Ref. He has been a brother to me for years. I want to thank him for all the support he's given us and all the support he's given me over the years. You check him out on Backbreaker Video. You might be watching us there. Also on youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming, youtube.com/@backbreaker video, and twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, where he does a lot of great content. AEW watch alongs every Wednesday. Lots of great gaming content every week. And if you are watching us on Backbreaker Video, please check us out over here on Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk on YouTube, on Facebook. You can check us out at youtube.com/@Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. Please go there, give us a subscribe, give us a follow, give us a likes, give us some comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Just give us.
Give it to me.
Another person you want to check out is my other co-host and beautiful natural Astrid Pizarro. You want to check her out on her YouTube channel. You can check out any episodes of Taking Over, as well as their series that they do every Thursday with Cody Duffo. Say that 5 times fast.
Photo.
Oh, good times. So you can see them on Making an Impact on Thursdays after Impact Wrestling. And you can also catch the episodes of the Ladies Wrestling Showcase, which I do with the lovely Astrid every 2 weeks. And then she just dropped a new episode of her amazing interview series, Astrid Asks. You want to go check that out right now. It is amazing. Andre, my friend and trusted colleague, if people are wanting to follow you on social media, where are they going to find you?
You can find me on Twitter at that Canada, Instagram at that Canada dude, Hive and Mastodon at that Canada guy. Also find me on Facebook at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk.
Wow, you rattled that off really quickly. Okay, if you're wanting to follow Melball on Twitter, you can find her at Collins Melball. You can find her on Instagram, Facebook, and Mastodon at Melball Collins. You can also find her on our Facebook page, as Andre mentioned, Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk. What else do we have? I think that's everything, Andre. Do we have everything? If you want to watch Stardom Wrestling, we will leave a link in the description box below. Stardom-World.
Along with the show about Azumi. It's going to be in the link below.
Yes. Which was what?
It's on Tubi, called The Wrestlers, episode 3, all about Stardom. You will get a great talk from Azumi there at like 14 years old, training, and great stuff.
Tremendous. And as I mentioned, the links are going to be in the description box down below, because Andre's going to send that to me as soon as we're off of here. Again, it is 920 yen, approximately 10 Canadian dollars, but this month it was less. So you want to get in on that while it's less. That being said, I am your Melball. Over there is your Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah!